with the first trade. Um, so this trade that I took here up to these relative highs that were right here and right here. Um, Mike asked me, like I said, to go over these, but it was so we were going into the close of the day when I entered this trade.
Hmm.
Um, and I'll zoom in to make it bigger. Now, a lot of people are like, well, why did NQ stop here? You got a little fair value gap here, a little fair value gap here. You got one right here. Um, and then you got this one down here. If we look at it on the 15-minute time frame, you will see that it tapped into this fair value gap. And the only one remaining was this one that was down here. And if you drop to a smaller time frame, fair value gap had been tapped into. So we didn't need to, well, we didn't need to pull lower and tap into this one. Price was able to continue after it rebalanced off of these highs that were right here. Um, and so we had this nice push to the upside to go after these equal highs, all relative highs. And also all those candles that I showed you on the 1 minute, it's all part of one big 15-minute candle. Um, so that's why it didn't need to go back for those. Now, if we drop to the 1 minute, and I can find where the screen went, put me all the way over here. Considering the fact this is one big 15-minute candle, well, market came back and tapped into here. What I did from there is we took buy side, came back, took some sell side. Since we didn't need to go lower because everything was tapped into, all the fair value gaps and everything were tapped into, we were pushing higher for these relative highs at that point. It was also going into the macro at that exact moment, which what's the market want to do when it goes into the macro? Well, it's to take liquidity. So it's the last 10 minutes and the first 10 minutes of every hour. So this is going into 350 to 410. So we when we pulled back, took some sell side. I knew that we were balanced below, so we didn't need to go lower. I just had to find where we would stop at, of course. And we created this low right here on this wick. As you can see, after doing so, and this is a quadrant, you see the body closed above 50%. We had these taps into the 50%, but the market rejected it. And then you start looking at these three candles right here. The market's closing outside of this fib completely. I mean, like you couldn't ask for something better. It's literally stopping at it. Um, and so that's telling me that it's getting weaker and we're seeing some pushback to the upside. Now, of course, we have this huge bullish engulfing candle that totally engulfs all of these wicks right here. We have this, and so well, to backtrack, I entered off this candle that was right here due to the fact that I was seeing the close stay above 50%, as well as the wicks were getting weaker, and then the body started closing above the fib. My stop loss was right here at this. It was about a $10 stop loss. Um, so I entered here. We had this push up and we had this pull back into this fair value gap. Well, considering the fact that we have no other fair value gaps to the downside, I knew once we tapped into this, we drew liquidity. Well, I added to my position again right here. And then we pushed immediately up to buy side liquidity to attack all these relative highs that were sitting through here. So that trade, those are really just my thoughts on it. And nothing super fancy. Didn't go overboard on it. Just saw that we bounced to the downside. Saw that we didn't need to go lower. Used the fib, burn it, my main entrance, and then added a few more contracts when I got to right here. Um, so nothing crazy, nothing too serious. As some of y'all have seen on Humble's posts, he literally will enter off one thing, and they're always freaking beautiful trades too. Moving forward, don't focus on these red lines yet. Um, Earlier, I went and checked this just to be able to tell you guys and confirm. Like I said, we have this was that this was it. Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. No? Yeah, okay, so that's why I took these relative equal high trades. So right here. So if we're looking at if we're up in here looking to enter a trade, well, I already remembered that when I took this trade here, everything was balanced to the downside. So I don't really need to pay attention to anything right here. What I want to check on the 15-minute time frame is, do we have any fair value gaps? Do we have any that need to be tapped into? And on the 15-minute, we did have a decent amount of them. But you can see that before we had this push higher, we had the end dog right there. Well, what did the market do before it went higher? It ran through it and then it pushed up. So this fair value gap's been touched. We had this little one here, this one here, this one here. Um, these haven't been tapped into. Well, this one actually has off this candle. So all you had remaining was this one and this one. Um, yeah, because everything else to the downside was good. So there's just these two fair value gaps. Now, I drew these out earlier when I was putting this together. Um, this fair value gap and this fair value gap on a smaller time frame, they don't exist. There's no gap there. And if there was one, it was tapped into on a smaller time frame. So there's no fair value gaps on the smaller time frame. So the market has no reason to have to return to that. So it's telling me that it's balanced from here down at this point. Well, what do we have here? We have this fair value gap. Well, what happened here? It was touched. We have this fair value gap. It was touched. So, and then we just have no fair value gaps through here, right? But what we do have on the 1 minute, and then let me do this so I can show you guys. We have an order block. I mean, a breaker block. So let me move this aside so I can show you. We have this green candle right here that came up and took this high, previous high. So what is it for a bullish breaker? We have to have a green candle take a high, and then we have to take some sell side liquidity after that. So in one leg, you take a high, take a low. The breaker is going to be on the green candle. It can only be a green candle. So say you had this high here and it was a black candle, but it took buy side, but it's still a black candle. That wouldn't be a breaker. It's got to be a bullish candle. Um, so the breaker for that is drawn out on the whole candle in the wicks. It works almost like if I were to go and do this, because I've shown you guys rebalances. The only difference is in this situation, I'm using just the wick. Market came back, tapped into the wick, rebounds pushed up. You can see we tapped the 25% of the wick. We didn't go any further. That's strong. A strong bias. That's strong longs right there for you. And so rebalance push higher. And so, but if you use a breaker, you do the whole body. As you can see, it closed outside of it. When I was watching earlier, I was wanting to see the 4 hour buy side liquidity taken. And what I posted in the channel in this trade is when I noticed it, it was like up here. I was like, well, I could enter here in this area off this breaker block. I mean order block, whatever. I was like, but it wouldn't really make sense to me to do so. Um, just because we had these fair value gaps, these volume imbalances, stuff like that to the downside. I was like, and I checked the smaller time frame and they hadn't been touched on the smaller time frame. So I was like, if I could enter here and just, YOLO. But I said my most optimal entrance would be, well, remember everything's bounced to the downside, as I showed y'all. So if the market comes back and touches off of this high, this breaker, well then that's a good buy sign. And so I set a limit order there, stop loss underneath, and I just waited and came back, touched it perfectly, stayed outside of it, had this push up, pull back, and finally we took buy side liquidity on the 4 hour time frame. Nothing crazy, super simple stuff. Um, and then this was the third trade. This was on Wednesday. So we had this push up, and I was wanting shorts that day anyways. And I think I called a number in the group chat. I forget if it was the analysis page or what, but I wanted to see, but we didn't make it all the way there. Um, which bummed me out. I got stopped out in this trade, but I did get a few partials in. But I want to see some sell side correction just because we had this huge push to the upside. I mean, we really had a huge push to the upside, as you can see. But we were starting to bounce out from here down. I wanted to see further because this is an opening range gap. I mean, it's a big old fat opening range gap. I think it goes down all the way to, let's see. Yeah. The opening range gap's like from here up into here. It's like almost $1,000. Um, but I was to see that that would have been crazy if we did get to see it. I want to see the market pull back to here. Um, no. Uh, bearish breakers are completely different from order blocks. Order blocks cannot turn into breakers. It's not like an inverted fair value gap when the market runs through it. It's in my lessons page. I explained it a lot. I've put a crap ton of examples. But no, Hassan, it's not an order block. It has nothing to do with order blocks. It's a completely different thing. I can show y'all some examples here in a second. And explain it the best way I can. It's confusing. It was what I struggled with the most out of every other PD array that was taught to me. But we had taken buy side all night, and for market we started to have this pullback. Market came back, tapped into this fair value gap, tapped into this order block, stayed below it, came down, pushed higher, stayed below. We didn't make a new high. And then right here, before market open, we created this push up and we immediately closed back down through it, inverting this fair value gap. I wanted to see this in fair value gap be respected, this inversion to push lower. So I was bearish that day. Well, remember y'all, every time we want to see shorts, we need to see some buys, we need to see liquidity taken. If we want to do longs, we got to see liquidity taken. So what happened here at the 9:30 candle? Market ripped up, took buy side, respected this fair value gap off the rip. I got in like somewhere slightly below this, and my stop loss was right above it. And I set partials here, here, and here, and I was trailing it all the way, hoping to get down, like I said, into here, but we made it this far, and then the market reversed, and it tapped me out of my trade. So yeah, nothing too crazy on that either. Simple setup, simple analysis, not going too above. But considering the fact that you see this wick right here, well, we don't have any, it came all the way up into here. So it covered everything to the upside. And so that's telling you as well that the market doesn't need to push higher because at the current moment, there's nothing above right here. What can we do? We can take sell side. So bearish break in the first trade of yours, my create. So on a palm, um, if you're when you're looking at the 15-minute time frame, yeah, I know you see a bunch of fair 1 minute candles um on the 1 minute time frame, but if they're apart, if that you don't gotta be paying attention to that. If you see a bunch of can like if you look on the 15-minute time frame, well, all those 1 minute candles are part of that 15-minute candle. And if that 15-minute candle has been tapped into, well, then those 1 minute candles have been tapped into. They've drawn liquidity upon it. It's the best way I can explain it. Um, you don't have to just if you see a 15-minute candle or a 5 minute candle and the market's tapped into it, well, every candle that's a part of that 5 minute, 15-minute candle is good to go. It doesn't they don't it doesn't market doesn't need to come back for it. Because if you drop to a smaller time frame, 15 second, 30 second, 1 second, 5 second, guarantee you then they've all been tapped into. No, y'all can always come off mute. I
Okay.
like it when people talk.
So, okay, so my question, for example, right? Like I'm following with the sell side for this example for Wednesday, April 8th, and
Hmm.
around 10:55 is when, it starts to turn around. But where
Yeah.
I have questions is seeing the difference in, is it going to continue lower or is it going to, just be, for example, like how it was at 9:48, that up, and then it continued lower, versus the 11:04 where it just continued higher. And I know that that comes with marking out the fair value gaps, and I've done that. And but I'll have issues because I feel like I would mark the fair value gap, like for example, the one that's at 10:57, right? I'll mark it and I'll feel like it's going in the right direction of reversing, and then it'll fly right through it and continue lower sometimes. So I don't know, like I want to do more practicing with that, and kind of see where I'm going wrong with that. Um,
Yeah.
so that would be like one of the questions, but this is probably like a really easy one because it really did just reverse right off of it. But sometimes it does, it'll form the fair value gap, it'll do all of the things and it'll continue lower right through that fair value gap. So I don't know if maybe I'll find one. Let's see. Yeah. Well, this is a really good one because it literally continued all the way up and then, well, it came down. Um, see, trying to see if I can.
Hey, B, tell me what you see right there.
Um, okay, so there's a fair value gap. It gets tapped into and then continues higher. And then I guess I'm still working on it too, but would that be considered the balanced price range?
What fair value gap is that?
Um,
I'm gonna make you think on this one.
that's okay. Yeah, I like to try to figure it out so I can see it. So this is at 10:58. Is this considered the first presented or no?
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's the first fair value gap in this push up. So if it taps into that first fair value gap and respects it, what's that telling you?
It's gonna respect it, but I don't know. Like I feel like I've done this in the past when I'm by myself and it'll blow right through it. It'll keep going lower like it's nobody's business. So I don't know. Like that's why I said this is a bad example because it really just respects it and go up.
Yeah.
So I wish I could find
And
like,
there's nothing wrong with you wanting more confirmation. Like, but
yeah.
you see it's the first presented fair value gap.
Uh,
Well, if the market pulls back to it and respects it, what's that telling you about the downside?
it's done with. It's done with. Yeah.
the market is considered price bound. That price is bounced to the downside for
Balance.
right now. For
Right.
right now, though, doesn't mean it's permanent. Like I was having to explain that to Brandon.
Hmm.
It's at that current time the market considered price bounce below. Now
Right.
you can always take your entrance right here because I mean, look, your stop loss is going to be less than $10.
Yeah.
So I mean that's not a bad stop loss right there. But you see this violent reaction. It tapped off the 50% of it, and what did it do? Pushed up hard.
Yeah.
You can always wait for more confirmation because what we see from here is it comes up, takes buy side. We have this slight pullback. There's no fair value gaps, but it does tap into this inversion that's right here. If I draw it out. So there's another sign for you for longs
Conversion.
in this
Oh, okay. I see it.
situation. Then we have, if you want more confirmation, but we don't have any fair value gaps right through here. We do have this tiny little volume imbalance and the market stayed above it. Usually,
Mhm.
when you see a situation like this, if you see a volume imbalance and the market stays above it, well, then we're going to continue pushing that direction. If the market closes through it, then typically you're going to see it continue that direction.
Okay.
But what you also have right here in this area is this wick. And we tapped 50%, we tapped 100, we stayed directly above the top of the wick. That's a rebalance right there.
And the wick that you chose was the 1103 wick, right?
Yeah, the
1103.
highest one.
The highest
And
one.
I mean,
Okay.
I could even use this one right here if I wanted to.
Okay.
But I use this one because if you look at it, market tapped up into this area right here. So when we're looking up when we see it come back into it, we're paying attention from here,
Mm.
from the top of this wick to through here. And it
Can
tapped
you
into
can
these
you
top
zoom your
wicks right
screen
here.
in to where it's like super
Yeah.
like zoomed in? Let's see. Thank you so
Ooh, I
much.
need to, I need to make it a little higher.
Oh, there. Yeah,
But
yeah,
you can
zoomed
see
in.
how the candles stayed above it. But so what we're looking at is you see how these candles pushed into this area right here.
Yeah.
So when we come back and look at when the market pushes back into it, we're paying attention from this area up. And the candles came back into it and it balanced out this whole zone right here, as well as it stayed above this volume imbalance. So I mean, you could use that as an entrance, if you chose to. Now, if we look here, we had this pullback, we had this push back to the upside. What do you see right here?
Another fair value gap. Um, I
But
see.
what is it in this leg right here? What would you if we're balanced below
Mhm.
and you see
Oh,
that we
it
have
will be
this fair
the
value?
next first presented then.
Yeah, basically. So as you can see, if we're balanced to the downside, market's pushing up. We have a fair value gap that's right here as well. But look, it was tapped into. We have another one right here, and it's really small, but look, it was tapped into.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the market pulled back and tapped into the only fair value gap that was remaining. It also did a slight rebalance off of this high right here that we had. So if the market pulls back, taps into this fair value gap, and it respects it, well, what's that going to tell you from there? Okay, well we're balanced now because everything from here down at this point has been touched. We don't have to go any lower at that point.
Okay.
Oop.
Thank you. This was a good one.
Um,
This was a good example.
so yeah, so I mean that's really what it's telling you in this situation.
Okay. Thank
Let
you.
me- Yeah. And then I mean of course we can what day is this? Um
That was on
I'm
the
gonna pull up
that was April 8th. It
MES.
was a really good one. It was like that's what I mean. Like this was a good example because it turned right around, but then also I wish I could find the ones where it would do this and then blow right through. Then I'm like, dang, where can I see where I went wrong? Let me see if I could maybe find a day. I'll go on mute. Let me see.
You're good. Hey, KB over there giving you props.
Where? Let me see. Let's see. Well, thank you guys.
So
Woo.
let's let's look at something. Did
That's why
we
like these sessions are
have
so good, like these back testing sessions, and then we can ask the questions, See if we can find
okay, I
them.
got it. I want you to see this too.
Okay, what days
Um
are you on? It's April 7th. Okay, let me go to it. What
oh no, no, you don't
time?
need to go to it. I'm gonna show you everything here.
Okay.
So I wish there's I'm gonna have to do it like this. I hate having to do it like this. Will it work? Everything's gonna be so squeezed, but it'll work.
Oh yeah. And then pulling the other screens. I forget to do that too. Ooh.
Okay, you see how I want you to look at the is it the lateral plane of the dotted lines, right? Not the
Okay.
horizontal, look at the lateral, so the up and down.
Mhm.
I have it marked down on this low. What do you see? On
Uh,
you look at each one and tell me what you see, because this is another big thing.
I mean the SMT.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. So we had SMT right there, because look, this oh snap, this low was taken.
Mhm.
We had this low taken, but this same low that we just marked out on the other two charts, it wasn't taken on YM.
Right.
So we had bullish S&T at that point. And that's just one of those little things people sometimes be missing.
Mhm.
But I mean, that's what traders would have seen that would have made them um go that smart money traders would see that make them go long. As they see on M and Q and MES, we took that low, but on YM we didn't.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing you would notice. And then from there you can watch and see how the market responds
Mhm.
moving forward to the remainder of everything. Um, and so you see the SMT in that
Oh, look at y'all.
situation,
Y'all so
you can
cute.
be like, okay, what?
I said, look at you guys. You're so cute.
Stop it. You see the SMT, so that's your first sign. But then from there, you can start watching. Okay, we
Mhm.
tapped into the first presented, so as if it respects it, prices bounce to the downside. If not, we're going to continue lower. And let me look at regular trading hours. Let's see what it did that day.
So I could write on my notes, first presented fair value gap after price is balanced, respected or disrespected, pretty much. Like, okay, first presented.
Yeah, so if you see like it's really important that first presented fair value gap in a high. So like the first one that's created in a drop, the first one that's created in a push to the upside. Those are
Yeah.
very important because if price pulls back to it, respects it, well, that tells you it's not going to continue lower to take liquidity. That's a rebalance in price, and then it can push higher.
Okay.
Yep, there it is. There she is. Gosh, I want to see this next week so badly. No. Yeah, so we got a little past the 25%, but then we pushed back above it.
Oh, wait. So you pulled from,
Or
I was
is,
writing notes. I was writing my notes. You pulled from the top of that to the bottom of that gap, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So when you're drawing out the new day opening, the opening range gap,
Mhm.
you draw from where the market closed at on regular trading hours. So the market closed right here. So
Mhm.
I put it at the top of the body
Okay.
since it's a bullish candle, and then we opened right here. So this would be we open Open was 199.25. Yeah, so we opened here and put it down. Um, but that's what I do for an opening range gap. And I'm not a fan of having to continue to drag this because the thing that sucks with it is when you drag it, it can move up and down.
Mhm.
I don't like it when it moves up and down because then I have to come back and recenter, refix everything.
Right.
So what I like to do is when I get off for when I'm done for trading for the day,
Mhm.
I just created a box for it and labeled it opening range gap. So then with the 50% marked out, because that's really all that matters. I don't really care about the 25 or the 75%, but they can play into it when it's trying to cross over to it. But
Mhm.
then from there, all I have to do is just drag it,
Mhm.
and it's not gonna move up or down. It'll stay in those fixed points of where I want it to stay at.
Okay,
So
that's
I'll
good.
just drag it because if I do the other one, if
It'll
I
move.
drag this to the right, you'll see that price will move. It'll move the thing if I'm not careful. Just
Mm.
a little thing to kind of help you guys out.
Okay, cool.
Um, but yeah, we had that SMT, and then then so if you caught that SMT from there, you can start watching, and in this current moment of time, that reversal, the market pulled back to that first fair value gap, respect it. Well, that's a good starting sign that we're having a reversal if it respects that. Um, but like I said, and I showed you, you could always wait for another entrance
Mhm.
and so forth. And with time, you'll start to notice these type of things more. I mean, you saw we came back and tapped into this breaker, this order block, pushed back higher, tapped into this basically this first presented. We got one right here. Never mind. So I'm assuming on the smaller time frame this has been touched because the market didn't need to go higher. So it tapped into here and then pushed lower, and then we went higher. Um, Now you were asking questions about quadrants. Are you talking about opening range gaps? What are you talking about specifically?
Um, Pretty much knowing which candle, like that's simple. It's more simple, but I feel like I am getting the quadrants a little bit better. Just knowing which one to draw it
Okay.
on, seeing like because sometimes it'll close below a certain area, but then still go up, like still go long. Um, but you did kind of just go over it when you zoomed in and you said, it came back to that area, but it still closed above. So that was a good example of seeing it that way. Um, but yeah, so pretty much with the quadrants is knowing which candle to draw it on. And then I also have written down still like with the fair value gap, still more practice with that, but I can always, practice with that on back testing. That's fine.
So when I'm drawing with quadrants, um, I like to use the most if it's and you can use a further away candle,
Mhm.
but using the most recent candle
Mhm.
is going to be very beneficial for you.
Yeah.
Um, and you want to use the longest one. So like, let's see if I can find an easy example. Because one of the things you'll notice is, and as Humble's taught people, everyone, the market has to come back and touch wicks. Might be easier on. Well, the price action for those last few days was terrible. So let me find a better day.
Yeah.
Gosh, I still can't believe that happened. And it always happens when I'm not like in a trade. You get
Mhm.
crap like this whenever you're not in a trade. When
Of
you're in a
course.
trade, you get crap like this.
Of course. Every
Literally.
time. Every time.
So, I mean, yeah, you could use in a situation like this, we got the longest wick right here.
Mhm.
So if we're trying to see what's going to happen, Market closes through it, well then you can go short if it stays above, then you can go long. What happened here is it came down, touched off the 50% of the wick, pushed up higher, respected this fair value gap, and then pushed lower.
Oh, okay.
So you got to make sure you're paying attention. Yeah, you got to make sure you're paying attention to everything when you do it. Um,
The buy side, sell side was getting me too. So I have a lot to like just practice on, like really just watching for that buy side, sell side, and then getting in, you know.
you can see here, drew out the long wick. We
Mhm.
stayed up below 25% of it. I want to find like clear examples. Sometimes they're a pain in the butt though.
Mhm.
And the price action we've had lately has just been awful. You may have this may work. Eh, it's not bad, but we stayed above 25% of it. I want to find like clear examples where it's just like obvious.
Mhm. I'll write them down too, like, because it usually happens when I'm by myself trading. But it's like if I come across another one that's
There you
really
go.
okay.
So I drew out the longest wick in this situation, to that we had on sell side. Market came down, touched 50%, pushed higher, came back in on the second touch. You see how it stayed above?
Mhm.
The body closed above.
Yeah.
It's respecting this. It's respecting this wick. So
Mm.
that tells you at that point you can enter longs. You know, we had basically we had relative equal highs right here. Basically equal highs.
Mhm.
Okay, like so you have this candle, you have this candle, and you have this candle that are all basically equal. So you could attack this, and then you could have had uh, a runner for this last one. I don't think you would have gotten it though. No, you wouldn't have hit it. Yeah, because it pulled back after that.
Ugh,
But
yeah.
you've gotten these relative highs that are right here in this situation.
Yeah, I guess that goes with the other thing too. It's like, when talking about like the buy side, sell side, even with that candle that didn't go all the way up, it's like, okay, I mean, I know that it took some of the buy side, but then how do you know when it's done taking it? Like it's like, I don't know. Because why would it not go for that full candle at the top, the one that we were just looking at before going the other direction? Wherever we just were, I don't remember where the screen was just at, but
Right
um
here. Why wouldn't it take this? Is that what you're asking?
yeah, where we just were, because I know you have to do the buy side, sell side, which it did. It did take some, right? Like it took some of the buy side and before reversing or going all the way back. But then it's like, okay, it takes some of the buy side, but you're expecting it to take all of it before taking a short um up there at the top.
Thursday the 2nd.
Yeah. It's
Well,
just
I'm,
like,
I'm checking
dang.
something real quick for you.
Okay.
Where are we?
And I'll be quiet because I know other people have other questions.
No, you're good. I don't think they are stressing.
I have questions too.
No, if they did, they would be typing them or saying them. I
Oh,
think they're listening. They're just listening because this is probably helping them too.
okay, 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 cool. But yeah, buy side, sell side, and all of the things. I definitely have to go back and rewatch the breaker block and all of that videos. So I'll do that after this call.
We had SMT. That's why
Oh, it
price
got.
didn't continue higher.
Oh, oh, gotta keep those screens up. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. So, and what's his face? KB, my bad. KB has an indicator that kind of marks out SMT. I don't know how accurate it is, but maybe you can get that from him.
Oh, please drop it. Drop it in the chat if you don't mind. SMT on
Just until like you
on the
learn
main
how to spot it.
assistant.
SMT is hard to spot until you really train your eyes for it. So
Well, but the thing is like it's
yeah.
having the multiple screens up and it's so much, and then you have the indicators and you have, and I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, but it's so
It's a
crazy.
lot.
It is, um, it is. But I see why people have all of the different screens to, okay, one on one. But then still, like if you don't have it next to each other, it's like, can you tell if even if you have like ES on one screen and MNQ on one screen, it's like, can you even tell? Because they're not right next to each other. But I could see how a indie could help if it worked. Oh, he said, hang on. Okay,
So
cool.
I'll draw the tallest one.
Mm-hmm.
So look, you see how all these highs here were taken?
Mm-hmm.
All these highs, oh, well, no. All these highs here weren't taken by YM, but they were
Right.
taken by M NQ and ES.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we had SMT and we could push lower. Um, so that's what I see in that situation. Yeah, I know it's a pain in the butt. Trust me, I know.
Okay. But
Because
at
this
least you
the
know
stuff
it's
that
a,
I sometimes,
oh, go ahead.
huh?
I
No,
was
you're
saying
fine.
like at least it's an answer to it. Like, okay, you have the question of, okay, well, why didn't it? And then it's an answer, and it's like, okay, that's just proof that stuff that you have to keep in mind. Like if there was no answer
Uh-huh.
to why it didn't continue, you'll be like, well, dang, what the heck, How am I able to know this and realize? But it's just the same thing that we keep talking about. You just have to keep remembering, like, okay, SMT. It's like having a checklist of things to remember. For me, I have like this sticky note here with SMT, buy side, sell side, fair value gap. And I have the order block, but I still have a question mark around them. But it's like having a checklist of those things to really try to keep in your mind is will be helpful. But
I
it's
want to
been going
check
good.
something else.
I'm gonna add this indie
Just a
while.
second.
Well, he's
No, I didn't do it the second. Um, on the Wick and E again? Huh? I don't know what you mean, Anupam. I
he
want
said,
y'all to see this. I want you to see something crazy that happened Friday.
okay.
So, oh, this worked out. Don't have to open up a new window. What you see here
Let's see.
and what you see here.
That's another SMT, right?
But look at what charts they are.
Yeah, it's on MQ and MNQ because those are different sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so this is how the market books.
Hmm.
So let me explain it to you
All right.
because it's pretty cool. Um, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think that was accidental or intentional?
And probably intentional because everything I feel like they're not manipulating, but I don't know. I feel like intentional.
100% intentional. Why do you think it is?
Um, I don't know. I feel like they are, well, of course, M&Q is like a smaller contract than NQ. So possibly to, I don't know. I feel like it's something dealing with money and trying to make people make less money.
Yep, it's to screw over retail traders.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So in this situation, and you see how we have this weird gap and then just terrible,
Hmm.
terrible move, like weird, freaky, funky movement
Hmm.
on MNQ.
Correct.
But we have this beautiful movement on regular NQ.
Hmm.
Well, we see this high get taken
Hmm.
on MNQ, but we don't see the high get taken on NQ.
Hmm.
So what happened in this situation is more people traded minis than micros. That's what we had. Um, but what the market did in this situation is it created relative equal highs on NQ.
Okay.
Um, when MNQ took its data candle, it caused retail then to short only for the market to come back up and wipe them because of the relative equal highs on NQ.
Oh,
Then for it to actually drop
yeah,
following that, which is when we had this drop finally here. So that's why I did that because look, if you see right here, well, what happened finally?
it took it. Yeah, it took
What
the high
and then what did the market do?
and then it dropped.
And then it dropped and then
Hmm.
it made its move finally. And so the market will literally do that. It create relative equal highs on NQ, making M and Q pull back up and just wipe people over and over again from their positions.
Mm, mm,
And
mm.
then when NQ had its highs taken, that's when the market made its move finally. Just collecting people's liquidity, only for it to then finally make its move.
They're ops.
Yeah,
Yeah, what was I was just about to ask, what was ES and YM doing at that time? Did it do the same or?
it don't matter.
Okay, okay, okay.
I've already talked to my mentor about this. We looked at that stuff. It doesn't
Mm.
matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay, cool.
I can show I'll pull it up. But no, we were talking about this because I asked him, I was like, why did NQ not have its data candle taken and but MNQ did? And he said, well, let's put them side by side and look at them. I was like, okay. I was like, because I've never seen that. I'd never seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and well, we started when we were looking at it. I was like, holy crap.
That's messed up.
Because I like, yeah, he goes, you dude, he's like, that's literally what the market is designed to do. It's designed to screw you over.
Mm, mm, mm.
Because if we look at, and let me, whoa, what did I just do? Oh, I dragged my screen onto this screen. That's never been done before. So let
You
me,
learned.
oh, I don't like how they create this new thing. You gonna load? There we go. Whoa. So MES and ES were the exact same at that time. The let's show this. Can y'all? I just moved MES and ES over. Can y'all see it?
No, oh well, yeah, I see MES and ES1, but I don't see
Uh,
thank you.
all right, cool.
Mhm.
So as you can see, they did the same thing. They followed each other
Okay.
in this situation.
Mhm.
Um, what the heck? And then let's check. And YM and MYM did the same thing too. Just about. MYM had a lower candle wick, lower data wick than this one. So, ooh, yo, that's cool. So, look at that. So, MYM made a low candle wick, low data candle wick, and then what the market do, but you don't see it on YM. So I guarantee you a lot of people longed on YM to attack this high candle wick, this high data wick. And what
Mhm.
the market do, it collect liquidity and took the sell side wick and just wiped all retail traders out of their positions on YM.
That's messed up.
Diabolical.
Messed up. They're the ops.
Just straight finesse them. But yeah, as you can see, ES and YM didn't play into anything with it. But I just found that cool because I was sitting there watching the charts. I was like, yo, comparing the two. And KB, I think, is the one that pointed it out.
Mhm.
Yeah, KB was the one that pointed it out. He says to me, he posted in the channel, he goes, yo, uh, NQ didn't take the data high, but MNQ did. And so I was like, huh. I was like, I've never seen that before. Because also you'll see right here, the data high on MNQ was 367, but the data high on NQ was 386, $20 higher. I was like, I've never seen that before in my life. And so I didn't know the answer to this. And so that's what made me reach out to Humble and he explained it to me. But you
Yeah.
can see NQ did the same thing that YM did. And then ES was just living its normal life.
Wow. This is so
So
cool.
yeah, you didn't see the data low on the micro version of YM, or you didn't see the data low on the mini version of YM, but there was a data low on the micro version of YM. And so at open, people on YM probably longed to that data candle
Mhm.
only for it to just rip them out of their position and take the data low instead on the micro version.
That's crazy.
Mhm. Yep.
Thank you for showing that. And KB, thank you for talking about that. Now we have this on our radar because it's definitely something to look out for, huh?
Oh yeah, you gotta check the NQ and the Y and the micros every
Mhm.
so often because you will see stuff like this. It's a whole lot. That's why I have to have multiple screens.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Those were my questions.
I know Osan. Wait, how do I have four screens? Oh yeah, I opened up one.
Wait, Chris, is it,
Here, I can delete.
sorry to interrupt, but is it possible if we could go over Tuesday? Just like a quick, like 30 to like a minute, just like a breakdown of like overall, like what your thought process was and why you took the trade
On what?
on Tuesday.
I did.
Yeah, I looked at the league's trade tick and it says 4-7, which is on Tuesday. Unless I'm wrong. Wait.
Is it on my trades taken page?
Yeah, there was one on April 7, which is that
At what
Tuesday?
time?
Wait, let me go
What
check
time
again.
did? Well, no, it is Tuesday, but what time did I post it?
Oh, 7:12 p.m.
Okay, yeah, I can explain that. I was gonna show y'all order blocks. I mean breaker blocks since you had asked about it. Um, okay, well this I don't really need to explain this honestly, because this is still part of those first two trades I showed you guys. And I explained this to pretty sure I explained this to Anupam. I don't remember what channel I explained this in, but remember I took a trade earlier. I took a trade that was right here. Why did I get in here and use a fib, and then I added to my position as well down here, and or down no, it was down here. I added my position. I entered right here, and then I added my position right here before it exploded. It was the micro, it was the macro, and we were bounced to the downside. On the 15-minute, there was a candle here, and then on the 15-minute, this was one candle. So market didn't need to go lower. I also took a trade here. I just wasn't going to show it since they were just back to back to back. That's why I showed this one, and then I showed the one that was like over here somewhere. Where was it? It was right here. So I showed the trade that was right here to those 4 hour buy side liquidity. I didn't show this one because it was just smack dab in the middle. But remember, like I said, if we were balanced to the downside from here down, well, all we got to do then is look from here up. Um, this fair value gap was tapped into. We don't have this fair value gap was tapped into. This fair value gap was tapped into. This fair value gap was tapped into. So that tells me right there, price is balanced all the way at that point fully to the downside. Well, what do we have it open? We had this end dog. Well, what happened before we exploded to the upside? We closed through it and we tapped through the whole thing. Well, now we look through here. And when I was explaining this to Anupam, I was telling him how we didn't have to go lower. I drew out this fair value gap. It was tapped on like the 15-second time frame, so we didn't have to pull back to here. Um, and the reason I entered off of here was we had a rebalance in price on YM and ES. So market didn't have to pull back. What day was the 7th? Dun, 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 dun. I want you to see this. That's the 9th, 8th, 7th. There we go. Okay. No. Why do I have two YMs? Okay. It gonna be like that. Make me have to go all the way back to this. 9th, 8th, 7th. Ledely. So, what do you see from here, Osan? What do you see from here below? From here down to here. Do you see any fair value gaps?
Yeah, like all the way at the high.
I said from here down.
Oh no, there's no,
Here
there's no,
down.
no, there's no fair
There
value
is
gaps.
one. There's one, but look, it was touched.
Okay.
What do you see? What do you see from here down on ES? from here down.
I don't think there is a fair
Do you
value
see
gap
it?
there.
Exactly, my man. It's what I want to hear you say. You're saying what I want to hear. So, okay, but what do we see on NQ from here down?
There is a fair value gap.
Exactly. But we're balanced. We've already rebalanced on ES and Y to the downside. So NQ doesn't have to return here. NQ does not have to return here. And it's in one of my videos whenever you get to it. It explains it much further in depth.
Yeah.
Um, this was I taught everyone in the channel how to figure out what fair value gap to enter off of based off rebalances on ES and YM in that video. So, but considering the fact that we're balanced to the downside on ES, we're balanced to the downside on YM, we NQ doesn't have to return down here this fair value gap. It's going to stop at this one because of that. And so I entered off of that and I attacked whatever buy side liquidity was up here. No, I didn't attack buy side liquidity. I attacked the close of an opening range gap. But so that's why NQ didn't have to return. Because remember what I told you, NQ's balanced to the downside. So if we had a rebalance on ES and YM, we don't have to go lower. Because if you look at this fair value gap right here, they all stopped at the same fair value gap,
Yeah.
the exact same one. So that's why I entered there. These two tapped at 50%. This one literally barely tapped it. And then I targeted by the close of the opening range gap in that trade.
Okay. No, that makes sense now. I fully understand it. Thank you.
Heck yeah. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, no problem, bro. Okay, so what is going on here? There we go. Make this bigger. So I want to show you breakers. So so let ooh, someone just has me talking loudly. So an order block OSAN would be, remember, so an order block is a 1 to 2 of the same color candles followed by 2 or more of the opposite color candles. So usually order blocks are best at the top or the bottom. Yeah, I'm the same way, bro. I prefer just rebalancing wicks more than a breaker, just because it's easier to spot a rebalance on wicks than it is to spot breakers because breakers have to follow a specific pattern. So I'm with you on that, bro. But once you start getting an eye for it, it's a lot easier. But so in this situation, bro, if we were to use a break, oh, who's got me loud?
Sorry, that was me. I unmuted myself without mute.
Oh. You good. No, you good, bro. If we use it as an order block, we want market to push back up into it, stay under 50% of it, and push lower, right? For an order block. Isn't that what we want to see? So push down, pull back, and then go lower, right?
Right.
Well, in a situation like this, when it comes to a breaker, we want to see it do basically the opposite. So we want to see the market's going to run one direction. We want to see the market come back through it, then use it to push higher. That tells you right there, price is balanced to the downside and won't need to return lower. It won't need to return lower at that point. It's going to push higher to take buy side liquidity or push lower to take sell side liquidity. So the market needs to run through it and then use it to push higher. Kind of like an inversion, if you look at it that way. But in order for it to be a bullish breaker, you have to have the market. What's the market do right here? I'm gonna draw it out for you. What's the market do right here?
Take the high.
Exactly. Why isn't it comes up and takes this high, right? Yes?
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
Awesome. What color is the candle?
Green.
Okay, because remember, it can't be black. So like you can never use a bullish breaker because you see how the market pushes up here and this black candle takes a
Mhm.
high, then we come down and take a low.
Mhm.
That cannot be a bullish breaker. It has to be a green candle if it's at the top.
Okay.
It can never be a black candle. Can't be a bearish black. It can't be a bearish candle. Has to be a bullish. So this candle's green. It took that high. What did we have happen after we took that high?
Went lower.
Exactly. What did it do? What did it take? It took this low, right?
Right.
That makes this a bullish breaker. And again, what candle do we draw it on?
The green one.
Yes. I'm trying to get y'all. I want y'all to say it that way, y'all. It clicks. It processes clicks more in your head.
But the
So
candle that took
what
the
we want,
low, it doesn't have to be a green one. It could be, let me see. It doesn't have to be a green one, the one that takes the low, right?
yeah, if it's going to be the one. So are you talking about bearish breakers in this situation?
Um, well, I guess no, I guess it's only for the top candle because I'm looking for the one that took the low. So we're only worrying
The
about
one
that green one at the top, then not that one at the
that's
bottom.
yeah. It
Okay.
doesn't matter it doesn't matter what color candle takes the low. As long as we see the high swept and it's a green candle, and then we see a low taken following that. It doesn't matter what color candle it is.
Okay.
But we see it come up, take this high, and then push lower, and it sweeps these lows
Okay.
all through here. And it could, and you can use it, even if the market were to just take this low that's right here, and then it pushed up, well, you can use this low. It has to take buy side, then sell side. And then the market plays back up into it and then uses it to push higher.
Wait, so is the bullish breaker essentially just like the market saying that buyer is in control in a way, or
No, it's basically telling prices bounce below and it can continue higher.
okay?
Or prices bounce above and could continue lower. It's basically a rebalance if you were to use wicks.
One
Like if
question
you were to
here,
draw a fib.
Chris.
Yes.
My question is with respect to the entry criteria. Like in rebalancing level, generally we wait till 50%. The moment it comes and we see the rejection, then we'll be in a mindset to take our entry. Same thing applies here too. Like in the breakers, we need to take our entry at 50%, or should we see the rejection? And then once we are confident that definitely it will take the path what we have planned for, then we should take it 100% our entry.
I mean, yeah, if you want to take, like, if you trust yourself enough, you can take it when you see it tap the 50% and reject it. Otherwise, you can wait till it gets back outside of it and the body's closing above it in a situation.
Clear, Chris.
So you
Thank
can
you.
you can take an entrance. You can take an entrance here. You have a tighter stop loss, which is, in a better position, of course, if you take it at the 50%. Otherwise, you can wait for the body to reject it and start pushing outside of the candle, and you see it, and you see the breaker getting respected. So, one more time, everyone, what
Mhm.
do we have to see a bullish breaker do?
Take the
Take
high,
the high.
What
The
color does the
previous high
candle
should
have to
be
be?
the
green
Green.
green,
candle.
Exactly. What do we need to see following that?
A low
take the
behind.
low.
A low swept, right?
Mhm.
And then what
Yes.
does the market have to do following that?
Um,
It needs to change the
trade back
structure.
into it.
Yes, it needs to, exactly, y'all both are correct. It needs to close through the breaker. Once it closes through the breaker, what do we need to see it do next?
Trade
Retracement
back
to the breaker.
Yes, it needs to use the breaker to push higher. That's a way of telling you market's bounced below at the current time and it's gonna continue further to take buy side liquidity or sell side liquidity. Now we're gonna do, does everyone kind of got a grasp on that?
I
Yeah.
think so. That was really, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay if you don't. I can always go through it again and you're gonna have this video that you're able to watch too on playback.
Do an
Let me
example of
find
a bearish
a
one.
bearish.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, that's what I was about to do for you.
Thank you.
Um, that's not, yeah, of course. Now I want y'all to see both of them. We've been so bullish this week. It's hard to find a bearish breaker. Oh, I think I meant to show you this too when I was showing you fibs earlier, B. We had
Okay.
this really long wick that hadn't been tapped into.
Mhm.
Market came back, tapped into 25% and pushed higher. And
Over
it's the closest longest wick that I used.
to see.
And so
Oh,
you'll do the same.
okay.
Yeah, it's this one right here.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Can I need the market to be bearish for me to really kind of, oop.
What about on April 7th at 10 a.m.? Well, no, because it passes it. Never mind.
Okay. What do we have here?
See, a black wick that takes liquidity.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
What happens in the next leg?
Liquidity gets taken for sell side.
So let me do this one more time. Market comes down
Mhm.
and does what? Right here.
Takes a low.
Takes this low, right?
Takes up the liquidity.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yes. So in order for it to be a bearish breaker, it has to be what? A black candle. That
Mhm.
black candle has to be what takes the sell side liquidity.
Yeah.
And then following that, what do we have to see next?
A high get taken.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that would be your breaker right there. So let's draw it out with the
Mhm.
black candle. Oop, wrong one. There it is.
There we go.
What do we see in this situation?
It closes through it and then uses it to push lower.
Exactly. So let's go through it. So I'm gonna go through it one more time explaining it, then I want y'all to tell me again.
Mhm.
So bearish breaker has to be the black candle that in a leg down creates sell side,
Mhm.
takes sell side. This black candle right here took this sell side liquidity through here. That's also the lowest low that we have, which is even that's how I was able to spot it easier as I saw this wick right here. That was the lowest of this low. But it has to be a black candle. It has to take sell side liquidity. The next move, the market needs to run and take buy side liquidity. From there, we need to see the market come back down, push higher, use it to then push lower.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna get y'all to say it to me now. So what do we need to see it do first?
Take
Later, Osan.
the
It should take the lowest liquidity.
says lowest
Yes.
liquidity. Sell side. Mhm.
And what color candle does it need to be?
Red candle. Here, black candle.
Red candle. Yes. Red candle, black candle, whatever color y'all use.
Oh yes.
Following that, what do we need to see? What do we need to see next?
We need to see that the The highest liquidity is taken out, the
Yep.
highest candle.
Yep. And then what do we need to see next?
We need to see that the market should come inside the breaker and goes down, and then retraces it, gives us entry, and goes to the target.
Mm-hmm.
Man just finished all the sentences. Heck yeah, that's what I love to see. No, that's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yep. I'm writing the notes.
Back
Thank you.
test it, practice it, and it'll make more sense in the long run too for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, here's another one in this situation. No, because we didn't take buy side following that. Yeah, we didn't.
How often do you see that these hold pretty well in the market?
I love using them.
Okay.
They hold pretty, if you use the correct one, it holds pretty damn well.
Okay.
You don't use the correct one. Yeah, if you don't use the correct one, it's a little bit of you'll
A
get a little
mess.
upset.
Yeah. Okay.
You'll be like, son of a bit.
But do the ones on the higher time frame hold more weight or no? Like it doesn't matter.
They they do. They hold a
Okay.
little more weight there. You'll see a stronger.
Stronger
Oh,
hold.
beautiful. What do we see here? Right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, it does take it. So that one is gonna be a bearish breaker that took the low. Market traded up to take a high following.
It tapped it perfectly and then went lower.
It went lower, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It took buy side liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
So we had push down, taken sell side, came up, took buy side.
Mm-hmm.
Market ran back through it, used it, and pushed lower.
Yep. Nice. Okay, cool.
When it went below the breakout,
Uh,
it has created a rebalancing level on the VIX. Once you
exactly.
create
That's
their
yeah, and that
rebalancing level, then again we'll get the entry for the down.
yep. And so in your situation, bro, yeah, I'm sure you'd use the rebalance because you would probably use the wicks and then just you'd see that rebalance and then you'd be like, oh, perfect. I mean, that's a perfect tap. If you caught that, you'd be so happy. Because I mean, you would go into literally no drawdown, like
Mm-hmm.
absolute zero drawdown. Would you experience?
Hmm.
Yeah.
You'd be like instant green.
No,
Set your stop loss immediately to break.
frankly speaking, I have increased my consistency and only because of rebalancing wicks. Thanks to you
Yeah,
for that.
dude, dude, the trades that I've seen you post and take, like, they're freaking solid. Like, I haven't, I that like when you've asked me for my opinion and stuff like that, I'm like, I have nothing to say because these are perfect trades. Like, all I can say is good job. Like, I don't need to correct you on anything. You're doing exactly what is in the videos that I've posted. Like, props to you on that. That's why I gave you a shout out in the other channel, because you've been coming with some fire trades, bro. Like I'm just seeing them hit, and I'm just like, golly, that's what I would enter on. Like you're finding really solid entrances. Um, and then like you said, it's just a lot of
Thanks.
patience. But props
Yeah,
to
yeah.
you, bro, because that's a beautiful work. Beautiful work. Do you guys have any questions, anything you want me to show you, anything you don't understand? Um, That's what I'm here for. Because I really don't have anything else for today. I was kind of just going off of you guys. I did this kind of spare of the moment. So I didn't really have anything I could prepare, Whereas usually like I'll ask you guys at the beginning of the week if y'all want to do something Saturday, and then I have time during the week to put together something for y'all. I did this with like a day
No,
in
no.
between.
Well, this was great. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm gonna go practice
Okay,
with these and yeah, no, thank you.
of course.
Thank you. When's the
Anything
next
from
one?
you guys?
No, thank you,
Um,
Chris.
yeah, of course, bro. Oh, KB's the one that left. I thought Osan left.
Nah, I was just saying
Whoops.
bye to him.
Um, yeah, so just practice that. I won't be able to do one this coming Saturday. Should be able to do it the following Saturday.
Okay.
I got stuff I gotta attend to Saturday morning with my family.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I've made prior commitments.
sorry. I'm
But
you
I
for
hope
doing this.
y- yeah, of course. Crimson, you got anything, bro? I'm happy to see you here. Maybe not. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just
Oh,
like looking for the button to unmute myself. Hi.
oh, you good?
Yeah, thank you very much. Very nice session. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Hopefully that explains breaker blocks a little bit better to you guys. Um, but yeah, go practice it. You'll see how the market really plays into it, especially when it's at significant lows or stuff like that,
Mhm.
significant highs. The market really will use them, but make sure it's the correct color candle and then make sure you see the market come back and use it again.
And it's so
But
crazy
outside of
because
that,
it's not like you haven't gone over it before. I think sometimes it's just that one call, like it's it's that one Zoom where you're like, oh, I see it this time for real.
yeah, no,
Not,
it's a repetitive thing.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's not there's nothing wrong if you don't get it off the bat, off the rip.
mm,
There's nothing wrong with that at all. 'Cause like for me, I think I had like 3 or 4 sessions with my mentor just for him to keep explaining breaker blocks to me. Cause I
yeah.
was just like, bro, I was like, my eyeball cannot see,
I
like,
can't do
cannot
it. Yeah,
catch this. Yeah, I was like, I need help. I was like, I don't understand it.
yeah.
Help me.
No, but this
Um,
was really, really good. I'm gonna spend some time back testing right now, and with the quadrant and the first presented fair value gap. So those are the three I'm about to look at right now. So
so
thank you.
I want to show y'all this real quick. So
Mhm,
we have the market right here, take buy side liquidity, right?
mhm,
So market took buy side, why? So it took buy side right here,
mhm,
and then it came down and swept the sell side.
mhm,
So, and it's a green candle, right?
mhm.
You know how I told you if the market, where does it draw to? So that's a bullish breaker. You see how the market hit 50% of it? Well, what did it do following that?
It closed through it,
It
and
took the buy side that it took the buy side that it needed to then take sell side.
mhm,
So that's what I'm getting at when I say price is considered balanced at that current time to then continue forward to take the buy side liquidity or sell side liquidity that it needs. Because the market came up, took this high, swept this low right here,
uh-huh.
and then from there we pushed higher through it, came back and used it to take the buy side liquidity that was needed for it pushing lower.
I need
And
to write
then we
that
just
down.
chopped all through here.
Yeah. Okay, that was
Gotta
really, really
love it.
goes for the buy
Um,
side or sell side liquidity that it's needed. Okay, that was good. I'm writing that part down. Okay.
Again, what do we have here? We have this black candle. What did the market do? Came down, took this sell side. Did it take more? Yeah, it did. Took all the sell side through here. Pushed higher. Took buy side liquidity. Pushed lower. Now I want y'all to see this area I'm gonna draw. Where are you at?
Need more in this
So
car.
it finished taking sell side, it rebalanced into this area and then pushed higher. Yeah, because it took the remaining sell side liquidity.
And
But
does
we
that
had a
mean that there was
rebound.
possibly one lower? Like if it came right to that area, does that mean that maybe there was one towards the bottom of that, touching, maybe touching the um breaker block lower than that, or no?
What do you mean
Like
exactly?
yeah, because that came right. Okay, so right here towards the middle. Um, does that mean like maybe somewhere towards the left at this low? Maybe there was a breaker block, a bullish breaker block there. I mean, excuse me, a bearish breaker block there, where it probably respected and then continued higher as well. Maybe I'm looking at it differently. Yeah, like somewhere over there, maybe.
So
Oh well.
we
Maybe.
don't. No, let me check the 1 hour. Uh-oh, there we are.
Maybe not.
No, there's a reason.
Okay.
I'm not just uh, I'm looking for it because we don't just stop. Up there it is.
Maybe it was an SMT shoot.
Well, on the 4 hour time frame, we tapped into this first candle, and then we pushed up.
Okay.
So the 4 hour is the first presented. So all those can everything from the 4 hour down is tapped into and balanced. So that's why we pushed higher from there.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So price took the sell side that it needed, rebalanced, and then pushed higher.
Nice. Mm.
But that's it, guys. If I don't got anything else, I hope this helped a little bit. Hopefully y'all understand breaker blocks to a better extent now.
Mhm.
Um, if y'all got any questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always around. That includes you, B, because you never do.
I do. I try to follow along in the chat. I'm like, ooh, you guys are going. I try to keep up.
No, you good. I'm giving you crap for it.
But
You
yeah.
and Mike don't reach out enough to me. I like
Oh,
hearing from you guys.
okay, we will. We definitely will.
Yeah, I know y'all be freaking doing one-on-ones with each other, practicing the market. Hurt my feelings.
Oh no. Come on.
Where's my invite?
Oh, please. You know, we were all doing them. I think there's stuff like just started coming up and we were like, we know you had like a lot going on. So we're like, once things kind of get back, which it is now. So this is why I'm like, okay, let me focus, try to make it to this one, which I did. I was like, I gotta go to this Saturday training. I don't care.
I'm gonna be there.
I'm gonna be
Well, it's good to see all you guys. Hopefully, y'all get active in the channel this week,
there.
talking to everyone. That does a lot of good for us as traders to get social and do that stuff. That way I can see y'all take some trades. I can see y'all doing some stuff. I can give y'all shout outs at the end of the week.
Oh, okay, cool. Yes, I'm definitely going to go and say hi to everyone.
But y'all enjoy y'all's weekend. Go relax. Go back test. Whatever you need to do to prepare for next week. But I hope y'all enjoy the weather. I hope y'all just stay blessed, and I'll see y'all next week. Okay.
All right, bye guys.
Yep.
See you, Chris.
Have a great weekend,
Thank
everybody.
you. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
See you.
Later, y'all.